Hey y'all, what's going on? This is my recap and review for The Real Housewives of Potomac, Season 8, Episode 7, Don't Rock the Boat. Okay, well, I am so sorry, y'all. I was trying to take down this graphic. I do apologize. But like I was just trying to say, don't rock the boat. This episode didn't rock a damn thing for me. Look, I'm already cursing. Like this is too much. It's too much already. Let me bring it on back. Let me bring it on down. Okay. How are you guys doing today? I'm so glad to be come back here to give you guys my recap and review. Although this episode was rather boring for me, nonetheless, we are here. We are here. And I would just like to tell you guys, please like the video on your way in. Please make sure that you are subscribed to the channel. Make sure you have your post notifications on. Make sure you're checking the description box below. And, okay, we're good. And as always, shout outs to the replay gang. Let's keep the conversation going down in the comments once this live is adjourned, okay? But like I was saying, you guys, this episode didn't really do it for me. I'm not going to, it didn't do it for me at all, if I must say myself. It was a lot of fluff, a lot of filler. Shout outs to the Grand Dame making the triple 20. She looks good, as we all know. There was a lot of crying. There was a lot of starting in the middle, because they like to do that on these shows at times. They like to start in the middle. I hope you guys can't hear I have my fan on because it's kind of, these lights, it's a lot of lights and I'm kind of hot. Nonetheless, going back to what I was saying, it was a lot of just and not really getting to the meat and potatoes, honestly. Juan is a dick. Juan Dixon is a dick, if you ask me. And I feel like I speak for a lot of us when I do say that. So I have no issue saying with my chest. I mean, I would say that with my chest regardless. If someone disagrees, that's fine. Everybody is entitled to their own opinions. However, for me right here, for this chick right here, yeah, he's a dick. And if you guys watch the episode, you will know just why I'm saying that he is a dick. But then again, if you guys have been watching the last 8 seasons, you probably are not surprised. This is very, very synonymous with all the other unfavorable characteristics he has shown us over the course of these last 8 seasons. But again, I'm gonna try to make this a little bit more interesting than the episode was for me, y'all. So please bear with me. But it's really not a lot. I barely got any notes. So I'm really just going to be emphasizing the review portion of it, not so much the recap portion of it, because the episode just didn't really give much. Y'all, it didn't. I'm sorry. Nonetheless, we pick right up with Robyn crying in the back of the Suburban because she feels some type of way because Candiace apparently made it seem as though she being Robyn is the reason why Juan lost his job. Y'all, I don't believe that for 2 seconds. I do not believe that Robyn discussing the matter. Okay, let me scale back. Let me say this first. I completely 100% agree with Candiace when she says that it is not in an individual's best interest to really divulge information if they are in the midst of a legal matter. I completely and 100% stand behind her on that one. However, in this situation, I don't believe that anything that Robyn said, whether that have been on the podcast, whether that had been on the Watch What Happens Live, wherever on Twitter, I do not believe that she was the sole main source of why that man's employment was terminated. I don't believe that. I don't. If you guys disagree, please let's have a conversation about it. But as it stands right now, I don't feel like that's the case. So all of this crocodile tears that we're seeing from Robyn at this point, they do nothing for me. They do nothing for me, but tell me that you're crying just because you know that you're going to have to get an earful from him once this news gets back to him, that this is still a topic of conversation amongst your friends, amongst your homegirls. Like, that's all I was really thinking the whole time. I felt no types of ways. And as Candiace says, if that's where you want to leave it, then no, we're not friends. That's cool. I'm gonna move right on. So it is what it is, y'all. And then she tried to even say that other people's husbands talk trash about other people nonstop or whatever. Bull, like bull. And I'm glad Wendy jumped in there to correct her on that, because complete and utter bull, if you ask me. And her being triggered by what Chris said on the podcast or the interview or whatever that he had 2 months prior. Again, we need to stop starting in the middle on these shows. And that's what pisses me off the most. We need to start at the origin. We need to start at the source of why all this stuff keeps jumping off. And that is a lot of times has to do with the person who's now in the middle crying or has something to say because something was done to them, quote unquote, out of retaliation. Like, that's a lot of what we get on here, y'all. Or at least that's what I see from my eyes. Her finding it clear who's not her friend and kind of seeing where she lies with everybody in the group, or, well, I'm not going to say the group. In this particular moment, she was obviously talking about Candiace. Candiace was clearly someone who thought that you guys were true friends. She continues to even say that up until now. Like, she's still saying that. I don't know why, but she's still saying that. Therefore, again, this all goes back to her being upset because she probably knows that she's going to have this conversation with Juan and get scolded or whatever venom he has for her that day. Moving on. The downfall of Robyn. Robyn, you are your own. I'm not going to say your own. No. Juan is the catalyst to the downfall. However, you choosing to continue the fall, like, Juan will get you right here. He'll get you off kilter with it. You continue to go down and really lean into the fall when you keep sticking beside him for all these years. Stop sticking beside him for all these years and maybe we wouldn't be talking about you like this. Did you ever think about that? We want better for you, Robyn, at the end of the day. That's all, at least from over here. I don't know you from a can of paint, to be honest. I just know you on the show, but I'd rather you not be living like this because he doesn't mean you any well, if you ask me. So then they finally reached Chicken-ish Bingo, which apparently on Twitter, Ashley was getting dragged, or this whole trip was like getting dragged for being ratchet or whatever, / being not a staple of Austin. I guess a lot of people that live in Austin were saying how there's so many better things to be doing and there's so many better things that she could have selected for them to do while they were there. So don't really know where she got her facts, she being Ashley, on that, but whatever, I digress. But again, I really just don't know why she chose this particular activity. Not even because of the whole Austin thing, but just in general. And when we do stuff like this on this particular franchise, it opens the door for them to get made fun of or to be called, for things to be called, I'm not going to say classless, but low budget, if you will, in comparison to the other franchises and whatnot. Like, the girls down at Beverly Hills probably wouldn't be caught dead doing some of these things. So there's something to think about. I'm just relaying the message to you guys. Like, a 7-Eleven, it was just a lot going on, but not enough at the same time. Like, how you going to have a lot going on, but nothing going on at the same time? Like, make that make sense. Shout out to Mims. But of course, they all circle around or whatever, and they're sitting at the table, and of course they peep Robyn's face all screwed up or looking crazy or whatever. So Gizelle's like checking in with her, like, what's wrong, what happened, da, 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 da. She's gonna give her rundown of things, of course, the way that she, her mind. And this is when the floodgates are pretty much open. Robyn's over here crying, then Candiace out of nowhere, y'all, and this is not for me to be dragging Candiace or for me to say anything negative about her being a crier. Why was she crying? I'm still confused. Like, I already know what y'all probably about to say, and I already read on Twitter. Like, literally, I turn around for 2 seconds. Turn back around. The girl was crying, and I didn't understand why, but eventually she goes on to say she just wants to, I guess, be there for Robyn, or she's empathizing with her because she sees that she's upset. And again, going back to the fact that this is someone that Candiace really did see as a friend. I don't know why. She wants to naturally be there for her. So cool. I don't want Candiace to change as far as being like less empathetic. I just want her to use better discernment, better judgment for when she shows that to people and extends that to people, because I don't feel like in this situation Robyn should have been the recipient of any empathy from Candiace, because she could have handled this a lot differently. Can we just think, do I still have the picture up here? Hold on, y'all. Oh, yeah. Can we not forget this moment, please? Can we talk about this moment, please? Like, let us not forget these little antics and stuff, and how Candiace expected you, Robyn, as a friend, to show up for her when your friend, who Candiace doesn't understand why you're friends with her, but whatever, was saying damaging things about her husband. Like, where were you at for all of that? Can we stop starting in the middle, please? And Gizelle trying to be the apology police again. Ooh, what is going on? That was weird. It was like, it looked like it was like snow. That was weird. I don't know what just happened. Nonetheless, Gizelle trying to be the apology police. Like, you really sat there and asked if Candiace apologized? For what? Why would she? Have you ever in all of these seasons, y'all, that we've seen Gizelle on her high horse causing ruckus, causing drama, lying on people, saying this, that, and the other thing about people? Have we ever saw that lady apologize to anybody? I will wait. Well, not too much right now because we ain't got that much time. I got to do my Married to Medicine video after this. So anyway. And shout out to Wendy for gathering Mia, who tried to sit there and add some fuel to the fire. Talking about, oh, she's only crying. She being Candiace is only crying because she's trying to make it about her or whatever. I don't think that Candiace was trying to make it about her by crying. I think that it was just not what she should have been doing. It just is not something she should have been doing. Again, for all the reasons I just stated, she should have saved those tears for another day, for someone who was more deserving of such empathy. That's just my 2 cents. Candiace did have a good one-liner though, y'all, and I hope they make that into a GIF or whatever. She said, "These women are not worth the running eyeliner." Love that. Love that. Anyway, we're like halfway through at this point. So then Robyn gets up to leave said establishment. And this is when we get the whole, this is what has been played up from the trailer, since we first saw the trailer for this season, she gets up to leave because she just wants to be alone right now. Hey, DeQuasia, thank you for joining. I appreciate you being here. If you guys are not subscribed to DeQuasia's channel, make sure you do that. I know she was taking a little bit of a break from making content, but it still does not hurt to give her a new subscription. So go ahead and do that, please, and thank you. But so then at this point, Robyn is outside, like I said before, and Mia follows her. Not Gizelle, Mia follows her at first, and she's just like so hurt. Her heart hurts for her husband, and she doesn't appreciate all of the assumptions being made, and she's just so upset, and like this was totally not cool. Okay, girl. Anyway, I could care less. Does anybody else here care? I don't. I didn't feel a way about seeing her cry. Like, no, I would never. I don't enjoy seeing people cry, but I didn't feel like moved to be like, oh my God, if I was there, I would just hug you and this, that, other. No, I wouldn't, because what I would do is tell you everything I'm saying in this review right now, which is leave that man. It can all be so simple. Leave him right where he is. His actions are what got all of this started. He handles situations poorly. He gets all ingrained in stuff that he, as your now husband, should not be entangled with. Yep, that's a great word for it. Entangled. Yep, great word. He should not be running all up and through all these situations like this, but somehow we keep seeing it happen. And that only tells me that he doesn't give two F's about how you feel about y'all's union, about anything that y'all got going on, because he continues to show you the same thing and get all in the mix of all this stuff. And then Gizelle, let me just get on you for a second. You gonna come out there talking about all types of bitchs and talking about F Candiace and how you couldn't sit there and at the table with her because she was doubling down on things. Okay, you double down on things every single time we discuss the dissolution of you and Candiace's friendship. You double down, triple down, quadruple down on things by saying using choice words such as bedroom, using language that can only leave us audience members to think that what you're saying is that he made like inappropriate advances at you or tried to get you in a situation that was like weird, or basically making us believe that like, oh my gosh, Chris is this bad, like weirdo guy. Is that not doubling down, tripling down on things? These are just things that I'm thinking, y'all, throughout the episode. And then this is when Candiace goes on to say that she's not really interested in trying to repair a friendship with someone who also has such poor judgment in calling someone like that being Gizelle, also a friend. And I'm like, please stick to that. Every time you think about, oh, I feel so bad, or every time you want to let a tear release from your eye sockets from your tear ducts, remember this moment when Robyn has consistently chosen to be up Gizelle's booty or to not show you the same amount of empathy. Remember that. And Wendy, why are you telling Candiace to try with Robyn? Like, I didn't really understand that. And I get it. Like, you try not to be biased. You try not to let your own personal issues that you may have with a person affect like the advice or whatever that you're giving to another individual, like, or whatever. I understand that. You're trying to, I see what you're trying to do. However, no, we all see what this situation is. And no, although I hate to see these shows being so divided and it makes things be a lot less enjoyable because it's so split and segmented, and you can't really have everybody come together and have those all hands meetups and stuff like that. I'm perfectly okay with seeing people hold true to how they view other people on the show. I'm totally okay with someone being like, you're not, like, we just can't, like, we just cut from two different cloths. We don't have anything really in common except for the fact that we're both on the show. You did something to me that I don't like that could have caused damage to me, my family, and et cetera, and for that reason I can't rock with you. Totally okay with that. I respect that. In this situation, it makes for a less dynamic, a less all-encompassing show, but sometimes that's just how it is in life. And at the end of the day, we have to remember that these are just also human beings up there too, and we were put on this earth, and there may be times where we just don't see it for another person. You're not going to jive 100% with everybody out here, and that's okay. It doesn't mean anything more than that. And I didn't really appreciate Aneka trying to insert herself in the situation by saying that Wendy was trying to manipulate Candiace. I don't think this was a matter of manipulation as much as it was her trying to console and be a source of comfort to her friend, because again, you just dropping in here. You just dropped into this whole thing 7 episodes at this point ago. So how about you should have sat there on mute. This had nothing to do with you. All this kicked off before you were even in the group. So you should have nothing to say. Okay. So because she's just so upset or whatever, Robyn, Mia, and Gizelle, they're going to go back to the hotel and get her, console her, make sure she's good or whatever. They're going to go back. All the rest of the ladies stay and play bingo or whatever. I really didn't care too much about this part, y'all, because they were just playing bingo, and I just didn't really care. Nothing really happened that I need to annotate during that rest of that scene, except for Gizelle says that she's on ready when it comes to her or whatever. So I guess that means she's on ready when it comes to Candiace. So you just do with that as you wish. Next day, they're kayaking. They're going to be going kayaking, and it's also Karen's, the Grand Dame's triple 20. Shout out to her again. She makes the triple 20 look amazing, as we've all seen. And before we can head out and do all that, though, Candiace tells Chris about the argument from the night prior and how she just basically let it all out, and it just laid it all out there on the table. And he doesn't try to get her more riled up or anything like that. He just tells her kind of to just try to woosah and enjoy the rest of the trip and stuff. And I thought that was good. That was good, because I'm not gonna lie, sometimes Chris be I don't always agree with the things that he says or does as it pertains to Candiace. That's at the end of the day, though, that's her husband, not mine. But sometimes he be just coming from the wrong angle with stuff, if you ask me. So we also find out that I think that was her in this scene. It's again going back to what I said. Karen's triple 20, so Gizelle pops in on her to give her a bottle of liquor. Didn't see what it was. Some M&Ms and a Snickers. So festive. But the only really thing that I want to pinpoint in that moment also is that one, this is Karen's second trip with these ladies, so you already know. I don't know why Karen keeps getting herself into these situations, because if it was me, y'all, ruin my birthday once, shame on you. Ruin my birthday twice, shame on me. So at this point, I was like, whatever happens, happens, Karen. Whatever happens, happens. But the main thing with this whole thing is when Gizelle brings up how Karen inquired about things between both Gizelle and Candiace. She was asking, like, about moving forward and all that. And Giselle's thing is like, no, that's not going to happen. There's no moving forward, because the narrative that Candiace, put forth about the colorism issue last season caused her to receive hundreds of threats. Yeah, of unaliving threats. Can I tell you guys what I initially thought without anybody looking at me weird? Given the nature of this particular show and stuff like that, one second, y'all. Sorry, y'all. I had an important phone call real quick. So sorry. Like I was saying, though, Gizelle, I really can't get behind this, because again, we're starting in the middle, and I don't understand why we continue to do that. And I'm also kind of surprised, because she has been running amok so much so on this show at this point that I genuinely was surprised that people haven't said, I would never do it, because I don't do stuff like that. And no, I would never do that to anybody and say those things. But I'm honestly surprised that nobody has said crazy things to that extent about you before, because a lot of the things that you have done on the show have been so distasteful and low to the depths of hell, I feel like, that I was honestly surprised that this was an issue that you had not had before. And also, I was very I don't want to say annoyed, but I wanted more from Karen in this moment, because I feel like she used that was a cop-out. I feel like Gizelle just doesn't like to be confronted about the things that she's done. She doesn't like when people tell her about herself, or she was probably genuinely embarrassed by, Candiace reading her down like that last year on the reunion. Hey, sis. Thank you for coming through. And yes, like she said, make sure you are liking the video. But honestly, I still wanted more from Karen in this moment. But y'all, I had to quickly remember that I had to remember their dynamic on this show. I had to remember the dynamic between her and Gizelle as it pertains to their placement on this show. We know that they're the best of frenemies ever, and they have to do this whole song and dance where they get along or don't get along or get along, whatever. And right now because everything is just so fractured, I feel like, and because of the state of where the show is right now, probably, it's not really in her best interest, I guess. It's better for the show, I guess, for them to be on good terms right now, probably. So this is just how I was analyzing the whole situation. So that's probably why she didn't really say anything more. And probably because I feel like Karen is also one of those empathetic people that, based on the fact that, didn't Gizelle, the last time they fell out or something like that, wasn't that over like something with the girls, or girls has something to do with that between Karen and Gizelle? I want to say it was due to something with that. So this is probably why she immediately backed up off that and didn't even want to be like, girl, you're full of it, because you weren't thinking about your children and all this stuff. You don't be thinking about any type of consequences when you be on your high horse of effery. But okay. Mia tells Gordon what happened as well, and he tells her that the attorney emailed back with an update. She doesn't agree with him pursuing this lawsuit against his siblings, but he's hell-bent on doing it, so that's just what he's going to do. Don't really care about that, y'all. And finally, it's time to kayak, thankfully. So it was Mia and Aneka, it was Gizelle and Robyn, and then Ashley, Wendy, and Candiace. They were off on their own, but we didn't really see much of Candiace off on her own for like literally 2 seconds, because she goes and sits with Karen like on the dock, because Karen was like, I don't want no parts of that, besides I can't swim. So she takes the time to thank Karen for being there for her in that like ugly moment and all that, which is cool, whatever. And then Gizelle also shares that she was so pissed off when she went to bed the previous night, as if we really care. I just didn't really care at all about that. And shout outs to Karen for purchasing a piece of her aunt's land. I don't really think any other major things happened in that scene, to be honest with y'all. Again, I feel like it was a lot of filler and a lot of just open dialogue. Not even open dialogue. There was just a lot of just filler dialogue throughout this episode. So the last little clip that we get is Robyn finally calling Juan to tell him about what happened. We also learned that he had a 15-month contract at the time that he was terminated or whatever. So because of that, he's still getting paid for the 15 months, which is cool, which is good, whatever. So they're good as far as that goes. However, it's not good. The way that this man talks to this woman, the way that this man dismisses this woman, the way that this man just has absolutely zero, he shows zero accountability when she wants to bring these things up and is clearly being brought up. She clearly was upset by it. She clearly has literally like no, just the self-worth, the self-love is just out the window when it comes to Robyn, y'all. Self-love is a thing of the, I don't even know if it was a thing. I don't know if it was ever even a thing. I don't even want to say a thing of the past because he's her past, he's her future, he's her present, he's her everything. I don't know why, but whatever. When I tell you this man almost immediately shuts her down when she's trying to tell him all of this stuff by saying she's feeding into it, he just can't with her, like his skin is crawling by. Like that's basically what he gave her. And honestly, because of that, I don't even know why she even did this on camera. Like, I don't know. And this is coming from somebody who was highly pissed last season that we saw absolutely nothing that we should have seen between them and all that stuff. This is coming from me. They could have saved this because it literally just continues to highlight that this man does not care about anything that has to do with these women saying anything about what they got going on, and he doesn't care about her, period. That's pretty much the overarching message here. He don't care about anything that has to do with her, period. And she just continues to go around in that circle with him. Couldn't be me, because I no, absolutely not. But if she's okay with it, then that's just where we are with it, y'all. Like I said, by this point, I was just like, I was trying to like not fall asleep at this point because it was a lot of fluff. But again, I wasn't surprised that he just immediately shut her down. I wasn't surprised that we still have not gotten more substantiated with this whole thing. And I am so glad that I'm assuming we will not be in Austin anymore next week, because I don't know why we were there from the first place, but whatever. So, that man don't care how she feels, nor do he care about her. That's pretty much, and there you have it, y'all. Yeah, I just nothing more to say about it, honestly, other than Dixon, because he's a dick, does not care about her. And I didn't get a chance to pull up the photo, but people were contemplating whether or not she was pregnant. And I don't really comment. I never comment on, people's appearances and stuff like that. I really don't try to do that because you just never know what people are going through and stuff like that. But a lot of people were saying that she does look like she could be potentially with child. Like I said, I didn't get a chance to pull it up, but I really, 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 really hope that's not the case, because I'm like, what more? Oh, here we go. Let me share my screen. 1 second. Hold on. Oh, what am I doing? So they say that she looks a little with child in this photo. I don't personally believe that. Robyn never gives me like super snatch like fitness goddess or anything like that, really. She just gives me regular, regular everyday chick, to be honest. Which there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just meaning that more so, no, she gives me, I don't care about my appearance, honestly, a lot of times. Like a lot of people have been saying on Twitter, the girl looks like she hasn't really combed her hair all season, to be honest, y'all. However, I digress. But yeah, as you can see, some people are saying that she could potentially be a child. Yeah, it does look a little like there may be something going on up there, maybe just a bit more than the average, like just bloating and stuff like that. Not gonna lie, but I don't know, and I don't want to just go ahead and assign that right now without knowing. But again, just based off what I see, it's unclear, mate. It might be, it might not be. Who's it going to be on? We haven't gotten to see when they went to that. And then we're going to get back into that BS. Like, they got to do better. At this point, it is so crucial that they do better on this show, because like, this is all we're getting is the same going around in circles conversations and people coming on the show starting beef that was non-existent. She has awesomely, I saw the people she did. Yeah, and we do know, y'all, if you've been watching the show, you know that Juan was just, he just wanted a baby girl so bad. And I'm like, you don't deserve, in the words of Ralph, he didn't even deserve a Lunchable, if you ask me. So you think I'm a repay you freaking having me get dragged all on the blogs, all at BravoCon, all of my timeline? Like, you gonna think that I'm gonna really sit here and give you a baby after you done prove to me time after time after time that you do not care about me? You think I'm gonna give you a baby? And on that, y'all, I'm done. I'm about to come back right now, in like 5 minutes with my Married to Medicine review. So if you guys would like to catch that, make sure you come on back for that. But like I said, this episode didn't really give much. This review was actually way longer than I thought it was going to be, because like I said, I had about two notes written down. But yeah, it's like, if that's what I'm it's gonna be really hard for me to continue to want to review the show. If that happens, I'm gonna lose it. Like, y'all think that I was unhinged and losing it in the beginning of this? No, you haven't seen nothing yet. That is going to definitely put me over the edge, because you cannot be that she cannot be her age and still be thinking that a baby is going to solve or be beneficial in any situation like that. Like, bye. But yeah, y'all, I'm about to get on out of here real quick, and we'll be right back in a few minutes with Married to Medicine. Like I said, if you guys would like to watch that, I'll see you over there. If not, please make sure you guys are liking the video. Let's continue to talk about how Juan doesn't care about Robyn, and anything else you want to discuss about this particular episode in the comments below, and I will see you guys later. And thank you to Quaisha and to my two wonderful sisters for being here in the chat. I appreciate you guys so much. Bye.